Right, today I'm gonna give you guys a detailed look at this Gundam Figuartion metal gray or metal composite, and it is by Bandai Tamashii Nation, and it is Zaku 2 Type C. There's the box, so let's get into it. Alright, so here I have the Zaku, and there's the base. Let's go over the accessories. We have a bunch of stuff here. Ammo container right there, ammo container, and then an add-on for the rocket launcher, and that right here is the tool to help you pull some of these things off and move the eyes and all that stuff. And then there's a what is this, grenade pack or something, not quite sure. There's a hook for I believe this is for the base attachment, I think, I'm not quite sure. And then there are a bunch of hands here, 2 axes, one's ignited and one is not, and one is shorter and one is longer. And then some ammo pouch for the other rocket launcher. And then there's an articulated arm to attach the rocket launcher to his backpack there. And then there's a headdress right there, and then a replacement piece there, decals. And then here's the other rocket launcher, and some ammo pouches. And there's where you stick the ammo into. Alright, so when you get this Zaku, make sure you read the instruction. There's a lot of information, valuable information in here. Here's what you get, everything that you get. And then here it shows you some of the focus. There we go. How to interchange some of these items. And then there's the tool right there to move the eye. And then it shows that it has a butterfly joint right there. This is a top view, so it shows you a butterfly joint right there. And then here's the skirt. And then some of the moving parts right here. Shows you booster could also move. And I find this thing very, very, very valuable. So if you get this, make sure you read this before you start messing with your figure. And shows you that the thigh piece will move when you articulate the knee, and then some of the moving parts, how to attach the base to the figure, and then over here range of motions, and then even these 2 parts can move around a little bit. And then to open up the cockpit, make sure you be super careful. It tells you right here there's a little hinge section where you have to lift up the chest piece in order for you to open it up. So be careful. You don't just pry it open this way, because otherwise you'll break the pegs down here. So make sure you lift the chest piece up a little bit and then start to open. And right there shows you once it's open, 2 sections right here. And then you could use this tool to open it up to show you the cockpit. And over here, how to attach the attachments, the rifle, the beam rifle, some of the movements, where to attach the ammo pouch, the magazine, and then there's the axe there, and then here's the grenade launcher. There's the add-on piece, and there's the magazine, and there's the whatever this piece is, and you could interchange these 2. And it shows you how to attach them. There's the articulated arm to attach to rocket launchers over his shoulders. And then where to store these magazines, the other rocket launcher. So yeah, there's a lot of valuable information here. That's why I want to show you guys this before I move on with the figure, and show you where to put decals. So very cool. So here's a pose I have him holding on to the rifle there with both hands. really naturally. And then here's the attachment, the rocket launcher attached to the backside. And one thing to note is that once you plug that piece in, it's almost impossible to take it back out. So this side, it's in there, but I'm not able to remove it, so I guess I'm stuck with having it be in there. So and then let me see, I could detach the little rocket launcher from the base there. Here's the little mounting port for the rocket launcher back here. You can see there are 2 holes right there. You can use one of them to plug that into this slot right there. And there's the backpack, the booster. Of course, they are fully articulated. That's nice, really nice. And I already put some of these pieces on the shield here, so kind of neat. Really good looking Zaku. And one thing I don't like is these tubings right here, one on each side. If you buy the model kit, I think the real gray model kit, they use individual pieces, and you attach them with a metal spring of some sort. I mean, you don't have to give us a metal spring, but it would have been nice if these were individual pieces instead of a rubbery plastic piece. Over time, I'm not sure how long this thing will last, but for now it's okay. But it would have been nice if these were all individual pieces. But yeah. And another thing to watch out for is this figure is painted kind of a matte finish, so you gotta be super careful, because you will put scratches all over this guy if you aren't careful. If you have any jewelries or anything like that, make sure you take them off when you're messing with this guy, because otherwise you'll leave a lot of marks on this figure here. Alright, so before I go into articulation, just want to show you guys a close-up look at this figure. Oh, kind of dusty right there. There's the skirt. And it has a metal skeleton, so all the joints are really stiff, which I like. And yeah, it's an awesome piece, but it's a pretty expensive piece as well. Got it for about $220 US, so yeah, it's getting up there. And here's the back side of the Zaku. And same with these tubings right here. These are also rubbery plastic, and again with the real gray they give you individual pieces. Oh, I kind of left the little piece back here. Oh, I really should take that off, but for now, whatever, doesn't really matter. And here you can see the inner joint right here, the knee joint. It is made out of metal. Alright, so as far as articulation, head, you could lift it up a little bit, and here you can kind of see the neck section, and there's quite a deal of movement here, so I mean, whatever you want to do, I think you should be able to achieve it with the range of motion that this figure has, and also these tubings as well. They could have done it with little individual pieces, that would have been nice, and then you could open up this top hatch section to move the eye. Let's see if I could get it open. Okay, so I think that's about how high you could open this up, and then here you can see there's a little piece that's sticking out. Even using your hand, you should be able to move the eye right there. See, moved it to the side, but moving it back to the center might be a little difficult, but you get the idea. So right there, and then this piece is removable. You can switch it out with the other version with the little horn there. And then as for the shield, it is fully articulated. There's a hinge down here, also a hinge up there, and I believe it is attached to the shoulder via ball joint, so you can move it out of the way when you're posing it, so no issues whatsoever over there. And then again, mention shoulder. There's that. See, let's focus. There we go. The butterfly joint right there. So could definitely get him do some really dynamic poses. Look at that. His arm could reach all the way across. Look at how many figures can actually do that. Look at that. That is quite awesome. And then here on the forearm section, you can see there's another joint right there to give you even more range of motion. So this, the wrist is on a ball joint, and they added this little section right here to swing the arm, swing the forearm even further. And then as for the bicep, let's see if I can show you guys. Let's see, bicep. There's a swivel. There's a swivel up here on the bicep section, and then there's also another swivel which you guys just saw on the elbow section. And then it is double jointed, so his arm could close up quite a bit. So, well, actually, it's only about 90 degrees, a little past 90. Still definitely good enough. Same on this side. This piece, this shoulder armor piece, it's again on a ball joint attached with 2 hinge joints. Then arm exactly the same as the other side. And you already saw the butterfly joint. And then I believe, yeah, this section right here is also attached using some sort of ball joint situation, I think. So you could move the shoulder up even more, so it gives you a little bit more range right here. You see, shifting, rotating. It is on a ball joint. Then, as for the chest piece, all right. As for the chest, I already got it open a little bit. Basically, you want to push this chest piece upward. Best thing to do is to use this tool down here to slide this whole chest piece up. So once you slide this piece up, you should be able to open up the chest. But let me slide up even a little bit more, so you can see it goes up all the way to the line right there. So make sure you get it all the way up before you try to open this thing. Even if you do, once you get it a little open, make sure you pull it up even more, and then you can start opening up the chest piece right here. And then inside you will see these 2 sections right here, and then you could bring this tool in, slide this up, and I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's the cockpit right there. It's hard to see on the other side. There isn't a cockpit, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. Just you slide this piece up, you can see there's a compartment down there, but there's no seating over there. But there is a seat. Looks like there's a seat. You guys can kind of see it right there. Right there. You can. Let me see. Ooh. There you go. It's in focus now. You can see that seat right there. There's the cockpit. So yeah, it's quite nice. And then once you're done looking at that, slide those 2 pieces back down. Push this back on. And then, you know what? Let me show you guys that slot one last time. Down here. See that hinge down there? That's the hinge down here. So you gotta be careful closing it back up. Slide it down properly. There you go, all the way close. And then you can see there's it shows you a bit more of a silver section around the neck section right there. So make sure you slide all the way up when you can't even see it anymore before you try to rotate that. Okay. Oh, there you go. So yeah. And as for the waist, it's like full range. It's a good amount of movement for this figure. Can it extend up? No, not really, but it can go sideways quite a bit. Oh, well, where's the focus point? My God. There we go. Let's keep it steady here. So there's the range of motion. And then as for the skirt, these flaps to open up gives you a lot of range. There's a ball joint right there, so once in a while it will pop off, but for the most part it should be okay. It's a pretty tight ball joint there. Then there's the front skirt. Slide these two up as well, and there you go. Look at those legs. Lots of range now. The back skirt, nope, you cannot move that at all. Under the legs, I believe there's another joint down here. Alright, so here you can see you can lower the legs, and here's the joint back here. Whoa. Back there. You can see how far lower one leg is versus the other. So yeah, it gives you a lot of range of motion with this figure. And then as for the knees, you can bend, and you can see this thigh piece starts to open up when you bend the knee. See it shifted forward, and everything opened up. So the back piece opened up to accommodate for the range. And look at how far you can bend. You can bend it way over 90 degrees. And you can see that slide down quite a bit compared to the other section right here. This whole section got exposed. And then when you're sliding this back up, and the piece should slide back up right there. Very cool. And this piece came back down. It was sticking out before, now it came back down. And then as for the feet, really good range. Any type of movement you want, go left to right. Oh shoot, focus. And then there's a toe articulation as well, a little bit forward and a little bit backward. So yeah, quite a lot of range of motion for this figure here. Okay, so I just found out about this articulation purely by accident. I guess I didn't read the instruction properly. Here you can see this piece could slide down a little bit, and then if you move these two pieces up, this crotch piece could lower this whole section down. Look at how far down this could lower. So every little bit helps when it comes to range of motion. So you could slide those two pieces down. Look at that huge gap. So now you could bend his abdominal section even more. Look at that. That is awesome. Look at how much range of motion you have now when he's bending over. Look at that. That is awesome. Really, really impressed with this. With these metal built Figuartion by Bandai. Now with all those moving parts and pieces that gives way, you could really do some really dynamic poses, just such as these type of running poses. It's really, really impressive, this figure here. And it's got good weight to it too. Alright, here I got Zaku getting ready to attack someone with his axe. Look at that, he's getting ready. Running towards him. Really cool. Pretty natural looking pose. And but one thing you do have to worry about is where all these pieces are going. Make sure you slide them out of the way when you're posing them, so it doesn't scrape or leave marks on any of the body parts, any of the armor pieces. And then just be mindful how you're moving this figure. Be careful with where you have gaps and where pieces are touching each other, stuff like that. Just gotta be super careful with it. But For $220, I think it's totally worth it, because you do get a metal skeleton with really stiff joints, which I like, and then figure it's fully articulated, and posability wise I think it's top notch. Nothing can compare. I mean, I don't think there's any other Gundam figures where you could do poses like these other than the metal stuff here, the metal composite stuff. I could be wrong, but this is awesome how good it is. Highly recommend this thing. Okay, last thing I want to show you guys is this headpiece right here. Really nice, and it's pretty easy to interchange. But let me show you guys what it looks like first. So yeah, it looks great with that piece on. So in order to remove that piece, oh sorry, finger's in the way. Let me see if I could do it this way. So basically, first thing you want to do is slide this piece up a little, so you could open it up. So once you got it opened up, all you have to do is just use your index finger and your thumb, and then because it is attached on at an angle, you might not be able to see it, but let's see if I could illustrate here. This piece right here is slanted. It's inward like this. So when you're pulling it out, make sure you pull out this way. So all you have to do is apply your thumb, your index around these two sections, and then just use a little force. It should pop right out. Yeah, of course it doesn't work when I'm doing it on camera, but oh god, it's taking forever. Okay, so let me try it again. So right there, the piece, you put your index and your thumb there, and then when you pull, you can hear that it just popped, and then you could slide this piece completely out now. Whoops, flew right out. So yeah, that's the piece right here, and there's a little notch right there. So in order to put it back on, all you have to do is just line up the slot in an angle there, and then you should be able to push that down. There you go, right there. Headrest is back on. Yeah, it's awesome. So there you have it. There's a Zaku 2 Type C, I believe that's what it is, by Bandai Tamashii Nation. And yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, one last thing. Just want to show you guys, I did already create a little bit of a scuff mark on this green piece right here. There's a little bit of a scuff mark. I think it's from the butt of this weapon here that's scraping on the chest piece, and you can barely see it, but it is there. So be super careful when you're moving this guy, because with matte finish it does leave scuff marks on here. Oh, and as for the height, he is the same size as your 1 to 100 scale Gundam, so it's about that size.